All right, we are live. We've got Joy here with us, and we're super excited to have her here. And welcome, Joy.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us. And Joy's going to share her story with us on how she's lost basically 25 pounds in the last like 6 or 7 or 8 weeks, or however long it's been now. So we're excited. So Joy, maybe give us a quick intro into who you are, whatever you want to share with that, and maybe also tell us a little bit about kind of starting your journey with health and weight, kind of leading up to working together.
Awesome. Okay, so let's see. I help women start preschools. So I'm a business owner, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of gravitated to you, because you're like, I help, business owners. I'm like, that's me. I, who you had said can do everything else great, right? Like everything else is hitting the bar, but your health is flatlining, honestly. And so that's what really attracted me to your program. Where I was before I met you, our business has been scaling since COVID. It's been going crazy. And I have just been working nonstop in the business, trying to support it, grow a team and all that good stuff. But my health was definitely not what it should have been. In fact, I think in the past, 2 years, I had gained an extra probably 20 pounds on top of what I already was 2 years ago. And it just was still creeping up. Like it wasn't settling. It was just, every couple of months it just keep getting higher and higher. And I finally got to the point where it was right when I think I'd gotten to my highest weight that I'd ever had. And I got on the scale and I saw a number that I wasn't ever feeling okay about. And I just said, whoa, something's got to change. Right. And there was actually a lot of other things that I was trying to change at the same time, mental shifts and things like that. And so it felt like the right time to just go all in and just transform Joy.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, and I think somebody's watching this, there's so much that I can relate to that we've all kind of focus on building your business, you focus on your life, your family. It's health just is the thing that is for some reason is the thing we always just let go. But I'm sure we're going to talk about here is the thing that we should be focusing on, which makes everything else go where we want it to too, which is exciting. Yeah. So, okay. So you've had kind of a journey as far as getting here, and then we connected, obviously you joined the program. So let's talk about first, the things you've experienced, the fun stuff, the weight loss, all the fun stuff. And we'll talk about some of the things you've learned and that kind of stuff. So what have you seen since joining the program, whatever it's been 2 months ago?
Awesome. So I think pretty much the biggest thing was a mindset shift, but, and it's weight loss is great. That happens and naturally will happen when the mindset shift happens. But that's, I think, also the biggest thing that also was the thing that reason I joined your program was because you focused on mindset. When I've been in a lot of programs, let me just say that, I've tried to do this several times, and other programs that I've been in, it was, here's all the rules. And I'm not saying there isn't rules, there's some rules with your program, but here's all the rules. And when you when you're not seeing the results, all they do is just circle back and say, oh, well, you're not doing all the rules correctly, right? Or well, it's because, oh, you only got 6 hours of sleep. You should have gotten 7. Sorry. And you're just I'm just fail. And I cannot do 100% all the time on every front of sleep and health and eating and water and walking or exercise or whatever the program wants you to do. So then you just get discouraged when the whole program is connected to weight. And that's what that's what the past 8 years has been for me, which is as my weight has gone all sorts of craziness, that's always the programs. It was lose the weight, right? And while that is a benefit of your program, and it's certainly an outcome that happens when you have the right mindset, the focus on the front end, yes, there's hey, these are things that, we should do, and they will help all of your chances with weight loss. But more importantly, the filter you need to see life through is just have this mindset of I am healthy. And that's the biggest mindset shift that I've had, because before my mindset was always I'm fat, right? I'm overweight. I'm almost obese. And when you tell yourself those things all the time, you start doing things to contribute to those happening, right? So if you feel fat, guess what? You're going to go eat. You know what I mean? Like it's like this freaking vicious cycle versus when you shift that and you say, you look at through the lens of I'm healthy. Well, your brain like starts having this incongruency of like, are you, you know, like really? But then you're like, yes, I am. And then you go drink your water and you eat your food and you get your sleep and you do the healthy tasks. And then every time you do these, your brain starts shifting into, you're right, you are healthy, you know, and you're doing the things that a healthy person does. So therefore, congruency comes back in and it just snowballs at that point. But it's all through the filter that you see things on. And like, here's the one more thing that I loved was, this is another big shift is when through all the other programs I've done, when the weight on the scale, because I'm not going to lie, that's something that, you know, you're like every morning we do track our weight, you know, and so, and you see a lot of times it's going down, but sometimes it plateaus and sometimes it goes up. And so, but you have trained our minds to remember that that's exactly what it's supposed to do. But it's not because you're gaining fat back. It's not because you slept 6 hours and you gained all that fat back that you just lost. It's not that. Where I think for a lot of us, we felt that way in other programs. But what it is instead, it's inflammation or it's water retention, right? It's that time of the month. And so I just would tell myself, you know, or it's stress that is causing the inflammation or water retention. And then I would just keep telling myself that, you know, there will be a time in the future when it's going to drop. Right now, I'm doing my things as best as I can through life right now, because we were doing this through a launch. Like we only launched 2 times a year, and it was the most stressful time of the year for me. And so I just had to keep telling myself that I will drop, you know, it's just not the time right now. My body is just getting through things right now. Like it's just letting me get through it. And sure enough, like after the launch, it just dropped. And so, yeah. But yeah, those are just the top things that I loved about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I mean, that's the key, right? Like that's what I teach. That's what it is if you want to lose the weight. Now, it's a lot of ways to lose weight, but if you want to do it permanently,
yes,
you've got to think like a healthy person. You got to get the body healthy, which that's what we talk about. Like you can't expect to like eat crap and be healthy. Like there's rules to like a plant. You got to water a plant with water, not vinegar, right?
Yeah.
We use that analogy a lot, but so we talk about those things, but it's really that shift to thinking like a healthy person in addition to getting the body healthy, and the combination is where you get these like just phenomenal results where you're like, I just lost 25 pounds in the last 2 months during like the busiest, craziest, most stressful time of the year for us, and crushed it. We crushed the whole thing. We lost weight. We did great in our business. We, you know, like all of these things. And that's the beauty, is when you get that right, everything else just follows. So
well, I think too, like I compare this launch that we just did to our October launch, because we do them the 2 times. And I knew what October felt like. Number one, I didn't have a team. So there was a lot of other things that I was growing with my life from October to April. And one of them needed to be my health, as I'm trying to support this team and all the women that we serve. But I was contrasting, you know, what that October launch felt like and versus what the April launch felt like. And it not only, of course, I had a team that did support, but I focused on my health. Like I took Epsom salt baths. I made sure I got my 7 hours. If I could, I think there's probably a night through the launch that I didn't, but October launch, I would have been probably 3 nights no sleep during that launch of a 2-week period. And yet I was like, only did 1 this time. So I counted that as a success, but, you know, always making sure I ate my food before my lives or things like that. Like it was just focus on your health. And then you said, like, if you focus on your health, everything else will crush it. And whereas everything else was crushing it, but like my health was suffering, in this situation, I was like, health first. And in fact, for our launch, we 3 times our business from the month before. So that was insane. Like, and awesome. As far as like, what was the amount from October? I can't even remember. I want to say probably 10 times what October was. But I think it's 100% like my clarity and focus, because I was eating clean and I didn't have the brain fog.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, like that's amazing. And that is the principle. That is the law. Like you just explained it, and you saw, you know, we kept the rules of the law. We saw the benefits of the law, which is so awesome. Of course, you know, and we know that like you feel better, you feel more confident, you have more energy, all those cool things. But the fact that you're able to be in control during one of the most stressful times of year, you're able to keep your
Yes.
mindset right, like you're able to, even though maybe it's not perfect and whatever, like you're putting you first, which I know so many business owners, like that's, it's not, it's never about us. It's about our business, our families,
Right.
and then maybe if we have some time, us, but that's usually never.
Yeah.
And so it's that's so powerful. I mean, anybody who owns a business knows what that takes. And so
Yeah.
that's huge. So awesome. Awesome. Anything else anything else you want to share as far as wins you've
Yeah.
seen, celebrations you've had?
Oh, let's see. So my husband did it too. He lost 25 pounds. We did it together. He's still doing awesome. And so that was fun. You know, when you're doing food, you may as well do it for a second person as well. In fact, like when we all set, I changed all my habits, Jared. Like you got to understand, I am a habit driven person. Like I don't know, like I will get into addictive cycles. And so when I was having foods that were bad, they're very vicious addictive cycles, right? I'm talking deep habit grooves, things that I developed habits over years, right? And going to the gas station every night, getting my Diet Cokes, multiple, every day, fast food, DoorDash every day as well. Never cooking. I hadn't cooked for years except for eggs. So you got to understand, like, that's what I was before I met you. And from day one that we started your program, well, I had, shifted my mind, and I was, even though I hadn't started your program yet, I think there was probably a 2-week period of me shifting like my mind and yes, I want to do this. I want to be, and eating healthier and stuff because I hadn't started your program yet, but I got my mind ready. And I honestly think like that was not key at all, not key, but that helped me to just, keep going, just unless versus like, let's start from just, I don't know. But regardless where you come from, like I was in a very significant place when I met you that was very destructive, very addictive, very destructive, into a really bad place. So, but then all the habits changed, right? And then what you believe changes. So like, and we talked about standards. So one of the standards was I meal prep my foods and I eat the foods I cook. Like I changed that. So now I'm cooking all the foods and they're super simple. Like they're nothing, right? They're super simple and easy to do. And then last thing I want to say is like the 6-week period, like I didn't crave anything except for I think one time because I had some kind of like a alternative sugar, an erythritol or a maltitol. I don't know what it was. And then I was just hungry the rest of the day. And I was like, that's so weird. I've never been hungry on this program ever. And I didn't crave anything ever. And like, that's significant because I had major sugar addictions, right? So it works.
Yeah.
It works.
That's amazing. That is so amazing. And that like so many cool things that happen when we start getting healthy. Our brain changes, our mindset changes, our body changes, and you're able to get in control, right? Instead of going for that like easy, quick sugar rush to give us more energy or just to make us feel better. We had a stressful day. Like you're in control and you're working through it and you're, there, which is awesome. So
yeah.
That's so exciting, Joy. Like obviously for you and your husband as well, like we're so excited for your guys' progress. The weight loss is fun, like you said, but it's bigger than that for us. It's about getting healthy and in control and becoming the kind of people we want. So that's so exciting.
Well, thank you so much. You're awesome.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure. It's such a fun journey for us to be on the journey with you. Like that's really what it's about for us, is helping you. You did all the work, really. We just clap our hands and say, great job, or say, hey, try this or whatever. So we just want to congratulate you on that. So super exciting. Awesome. So a couple of last questions I always like to ask people. If someone's watching this and they're like, hey, okay, like great, Joy, cool, you had a cool experience, like is this really gonna work for me?
Yeah.
Whatever. If they're what do you say to somebody like that? Like I know I think you heard this from somebody else, and that's how we all hear, but what's kind of your words to someone in that situation?
Listen, it works. Like before I signed up with you, Jared, I did my homework. I stalked you on Facebook. I watched all your Facebook lives. Like I'm on your Facebook live right now because it works, but I watched these. Go watch all of your Facebook lives that you've done. Seriously, just go watch them. In fact, the way that I found you was one of your people that you had worked with. she had found success and she was giving away all of her old clothes that didn't fit anymore. And she finally, after a year, realized, I'm not going back to this. I need to get rid of these clothes. In fact, I got rid of all my clothes. I think it was last week. And I was like, I'm not going to wait a year because I'm not going back. And that's your point, is you always say, when you're here, we're not going back there. Right. So it's great. And then of course I still have a little bit of a journey to go, but we're here now. Yeah. So what would I say? Go do your research, go watch every Facebook Live that Jared's done, because guess what? You're going to come to the same conclusion that I did, which was it works. And you're going to see all the success stories that he's had and all the cases. And where were you, Jared? That's what I want to know. Where the heck were you in the past 8 years that I tried to lose weight over and over and over? And in fact, one time I did lose about 30 pounds. I kept it off for 2 years. And then I ate one dang cookie and it all spiraled. But I'll tell you why. It wasn't because of the cookie. And I know now, it wasn't because I ate one cookie and it all of a sudden just put on 50 pounds. It was because of consistent daily actions that I took after that cookie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Who cares if you eat a cookie? Who cares if you, have one feed or whatever? Like that's a moment. Okay. But if you do that consistently every day and you do those habits every day, well, I think we're going to get some results of that, right? But if you do your consistent daily habits, right, which is still include lots of fun stuff, then guess what you get? You get the consistent daily habits of health and weight loss and living. People always ask, like, what do you drink, Joy? And I'm like, water.
Water every day, all day.
Yes. And I haven't had Coke in 2.5 months. Whenever I started with you, it's like, I'm done. That was a never going back moment. No Coke, no carbonation. So just watch your Facebook Live, sign up for your program. You will not regret it. I've done this way too many times with way too many programs. I put the weight back on because this didn't change. Yeah. But with you, this changed, which means we're going to find success.
Cool. And some people will be like, well, you're only 2.5 months done or whatever. And that's the key right there. Is 8 years ago for me, well, it's been 9 years now, is I was losing the weight at that point and I was keeping it off, and it's been 9 years for me now, and it's all up here. And that, the person you heard from, it's been over a year now for her, and she's just living and loving life and a healthy weight, and still being able to have the treats and the snacks and the cookies, but learning that you just keep moving forward and you keep doing it, and you do it the right way, and you don't even gain weight from it, which is awesome. So, yeah. Well, I'm excited for you guys, Joy. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing what you have. I don't know if you have any last words that you want to share with anybody, but we really appreciate you being here and sharing your story with us.
Absolutely. Last thing, sorry, I had something catch my throat. I wasn't getting emotional, Jared.
That's okay if you were.
But the last thing, what I would say is, all the times that you've done this in the past, for whoever's listening, like all the times you've tried in the past, you have not done this. And, people would say, oh, but, I've done this and this and this, and they all failed because of this, right? No, you didn't have somebody in your corner that actually cared. And there was one time I voxed you and reached out to you. And honestly, it was like right after the 6 week had kind of wrapped, and I was kind of moving into the next cycle. And I was like, it's kind of like a defining moment. Like, what are you going to do, Joy? You didn't say that, but I was saying that to myself, like, what does this look like for you? And you had just reminded me, about what are your standards and making sure that you cared. That's what mattered. I just needed somebody in my corner to kind of, shuffle me back in and say, you've done great. You're doing great. Like, let's just get back on track here for this one moment. And that, I think no other program, they don't have you and all of your things that you do and how your program is different, but quite frankly, it's you. And so trust Jared. I talk about you all my time to my people. So you're awesome.
Well, I appreciate that, Joy. I really do. We love, I've felt it, I've done it in my life, and we want to help share it with others. And so we're excited to be on the journey with you. And like I say, you did all the hard work. So awesome job to you. Congrats to you. Want to congratulate on your journey so far, and of course, what will continue to come. So we're super excited. Again, thank you. Thanks for being willing to share your story and joining us here. And if anybody's watching, feel free to comment, reach out to us, any of that kind of stuff. I can respond. I'm sure Joy would probably respond here and there, but don't bug her. She's busy. So
I'm launching again.
launching again. So, but let us know if you have questions. And again, thanks, Joy, for being here. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right. We'll see you.
Okay. See you later.
Bye.